Okay, good morning. What's going on? I'm Jay Brinson. Welcome to all of the AFD alumni and the AFD students. I'm here this morning with Sarah Bernstein, Bernie B, we like to call her. And yeah, we're putting together some content, some educational material for alumni and for new students, current students on the AFD method. So I'm gonna turn it over to Sarah, and she'll explain what we're doing in this session, and then yeah. Good morning, and thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
So today we're going to have an interview with Jay, and he's going to go through a little bit of the AFD method and some of his own personal experience throughout his life. And so here he is.
Oh my gosh, it's still early too, and it was a little bit of a rough start. So forgive me as I yeah. Anyway, so no quantifications. I tell my students that. You guys know that no quantifying. We'll get into that though.
Okay, so the first question is, if you could give any advice for aspiring young dancers, what would it be?
Like top 2, top 1, top.
Top 3.
Top 3, okay. So one, I think, as a young dancer, I think you should, one, understand the realm in which you would like to create and you would like to work, right? I think a lot of the AFD students that we work with, they don't have a clear understanding of where they're going. They don't have a clear understanding of the artists that have come before them to create a path, and they just kind of say, oh, I love dance, and then they're just like, I love dance, and that's cool, and the love of dance is amazing, but you know, to have a sustainable long life and career as an artist, as a dance artist, you have to understand who's come before you a little bit. You kind of have to glean off of that inspiration. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know, so get some mentors, get some artists that you can kind of aspire to, because that'll keep you going and keep feeding you. That's one. 2, develop your story. Understand that you as an artist are bringing your life into the work, and that is what the audience is feeling and experiencing. It's a mix between who you are and the character. So it's not just the character or the material, but it's you and how you amalgamate that material with the character into the performance. That's what makes performance gripping. 3, I think you have to work hard on your technique. You know what I mean? I think, technically, I think you have to work hard on your technique and your instrument, your physical instrument, so that it's responsive and it's ready for the material that it's going to get, and for the lifestyle, for dancing 7 days a week or 6 days a week and 2 matinees on Saturday or whatever, or a matinee on Saturday and Sunday or whatever. Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Can you talk about the AFD method and how it has helped dancers with their dance career?
So I think, number 1, I think dance education as a whole, it didn't track any of the metaphysical stuff. So it didn't track any of the things that we as actors do in regards to, your unconscious, your subconscious mind or part of your body working. So it's all very technical, moves, but the story wasn't engaged. The brain, actually, the subconscious is not engaged. So when Sarah approached me to start developing the curriculum, we started working on this 10 years ago when she was studying in New York. But she kind of journeyed for 4 years. She was working professionally, and she was really struggling because she didn't have the tools necessary to execute this one performance that she was doing. And she said, Jay, I need you to come in and I need you to help me. And that's kind of when we really started outlining this these exercises in the curriculum. And then after that, after we were successful in helping her open up her performance, then she said, hey, you need to help other people do this. You need to help other young dancers. And I think dancing and great dance performance can be easy if you know how and if you have a process. It doesn't have to be painful. You know, either you just dance and do the moves and, you know, the audience doesn't really feel anything, or, you know, you give your heart and your soul, but then you're devastated at the end and you feel like a broken human being in a broken vessel, you know. But there's a median. There's a place in between, you know, and that's what we aspire to do. You know, like on television, I play an abusive, you know, alcoholic, you know, and, you know, I am not an abusive alcoholic in real life, but I am drawing from real aspects of who I am and my psyche and other people that I know and experiences that I've had personally to make that real and to make that authentic. I don't remember what the question was. Sorry.
That's good.
Okay. Sorry.
Do you have a favorite personal motto?
Do you have a favorite personal motto? What's up, party people? I don't know. Favorite personal motto. Artistically? Don't suck. You know? And when I say don't suck, what I mean is, you know, don't try to be brilliant. You know, don't try to be good. Just be good. Just be brilliant. Like, just employ process. You know, I think a lot of times we want to, I'm going to do. It's like, no. You don't have to do anything. Just be. Just be. And that is really the foundation of the Juilliard training in the first year, is really do nothing. Don't do anything. Just be you.
Can you talk about the point in your life when you turned to dance as a creative release?
The point in my life, yeah. So in high school, you know, I had a learning disability. I couldn't read or whatever. So my mom sent me to a private school for all these rich white kids or whatever. And then for high school, I didn't get into not Ivy League, but I didn't get into like the prep school that my mom wanted me to go to. So I had to go to the inner city school with more black people. At that point, it was tough. It was a tough transition because I was like used to this like white community of rich people, and then I went to the inner city school, so I had a really, really hard time fitting in. And at that point, I started taking tap lessons, and basically I just tapped. So I didn't have any friends, sadly, for the first year and a half, 2 years. Like I feel like real like friends, you know? And so at lunchtime, rather than just sitting and eating by myself, I would go practice. And then I became a better tapper. I mean, I'm no like really good tapper, but it helped me get through high school.
Can you talk about your experience at Juilliard?
Oh my gosh, that's such a big question.
A shortened version.
Okay, shortened version. Juilliard was great. It was very, very difficult for me. It was very hard for me. Again, because I didn't know what Juilliard was about. I didn't know what Shakespeare and prose and text and heightened language and like 1900. I didn't know anything. So when I went there, I'm like, why are we rolling on the floor? And like, like, what are we doing? and I was very frustrated because I felt like my soul was being ripped away from me because they were saying, Jay, it's not a pin, it's a pen. And I was like, well, I grew up, it's a pen, like it's a pen. And they're like, no, Jay, it's a pen, it's a pen. So it was tough for me. And I almost got kicked out. I was on probation. And I just was like, man, I can't get kicked out. I was like, my mom, my family will kill me. And so I made some life changes, and I started working hard, and I ended up doing very well. With that said, I did realize at the end that they weren't trying to take my culture away from me. They weren't trying to take me away from who I was. They were ultimately just trying to give me tools, give me options. And we talk a lot about that at our AFD workshops. You know, it's about tools. It's about you having the choice rather than just having to do what the only thing you can do. You know, I can do a variety of material and work and different worlds because I have that training. So it was hard, it was tough, but it was amazing.
If you could go back in time, what would you tell your younger self?
I think patience, 100% patience. Yeah, 100% patience. Just take your time, and you'll get there. It doesn't feel like it, but you will.
What inspires you to create?
That's a great question. I don't know. Honestly. If I don't create, I die. I think so. Creating is survival. Because if I don't create, I die. Basically. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it.
You get it? It's just like if I'm not doing something creative, I'm like,
What do you think the key to being successful is?
oh my gosh, listen to Tony Robbins. I don't know. Like there's so many, like read a success book. There's so many different things. You know, I think a lot of it is really being honest and transparent with yourself, which a lot of us don't do. You know, it's getting to the heartbeat of why you do what you do. Like, what is your passion? You know, and a lot of times people don't want to do their work. You know, we don't really want to reflect. We're okay with average, mediocre, and so we just, you know, just kind of bob. But if you want to be successful, you have to go inside of yourself, because success exists in the mind, you know. But that's hard work.
And then the last question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Doing the exact same thing. Doing the exact same thing.
Okay, thank you so much, Jay.
Awesome. Thank you so much for yeah. Anyway, awesome. Do we need to say something to close it about next week or no? Just, yeah. Okay, so we'll see you guys soon. Send us questions. We'll be here every week, every other week.
Every other week.
We'll be here every other week. AFD web series live. See you soon. Bye.